Welcome to Mascot Madness. I'm mascot enthusiast and Talk Pittsburgh correspondent Boaz Frankel. Here in Pittsburgh, we're lucky to live in a city with a rich mascot culture. Sure, there are the major ones we all know from our sports teams, the Parrot, the Penguin, and Steely McBeam, but there are hundreds more. There's a mascot for every college and university, every high school, and nearly every business. A few months ago, I announced my goal to meet up with every mascot in the Pittsburgh area. I know, it's ambitious, but I was able to convince photographer Scott Danka to join the cause. In the next half hour, we'll be sharing just a few of these mascot pieces that Scott and I have produced for Talk Pittsburgh. So buckle up for 30 minutes of mascots. Let's start off with one of our city's most recognizable characters, and I think he's also one of the coolest. We're at the Penguins training facility in Cranberry to go behind the scenes of the organization. It takes a lot to be a Pittsburgh Penguin. There's practice, determination, drive, a lot of hard work, and of course you have to be pretty good at throwing t-shirts. Oh, I'm not talking about being a hockey player. I'm talking about being the Pittsburgh Penguin, Iceberg, the mascot. And today, Iceberg is letting us tag along as he prepares for a game. Iceberg, gosh, good to see ya. Iceberg starts the day by hitting the gym at the Lemieux Sports Center. Really flexible for a penguin. Do you need this other one? All right. Ugh, gosh, you're strong, Iceberg. No wonder you can throw a t-shirt so far. Spending time with the bird up close, I was really able to appreciate how well defined his wings are. Next, we headed over to the stand so we could practice some of his classic arena antics, including his fancy railing work, which is a lot harder than it looks. Now, I don't know about the sliding. Maybe that's a little too scary. Maybe I'll leave that to you. Oh, wow. Gosh, that's a lot louder than I expected. Okay. When you do it, it's like 100 times as loud. Then it was time to hit the rink. Iceberg took a lap with the Penguins' victory flag before inviting me to join him. Oh, wow. This is terrifying, Iceberg. Okay. I'm skating a little bit. I think I have a long way to go before I can be a hockey player or a mascot. Gosh, I like this side part. Maybe let's just really stick on here. Do you have any of those little chairs that kids have at skating rinks? No, I'm not a great ice skater, but Iceberg was a very patient coach, and not too much of a show-off. Is it true they pay you in fish? Iceberg explained to me, through some complicated gesturing, that it was Martha Johnson, wife of former coach Bob Johnson, who had the idea to create a mascot for the team. 3 weeks after winning their second Stanley Cup in 1992, this giant penguin was introduced. Or hatched? Whatever, this isn't a penguin biology lesson. The mascot wasn't actually known as Iceberg from the start. He got his name from a fan contest the following season. If you ever need anyone to do a PSA that like anyone can, play hockey or learn how to ice skate, it feels like I might be your guy. Wow, this flag's a lot heavier than I expected. After loosening up on the ice, Iceberg needs to center himself before greeting thousands of hockey fans. Surprisingly, he meditates, imagining the sounds of an Antarctic continent full of vocalizing penguins. I was skeptical, but I found the exercise surprisingly calming. Oh, you got a fan over here. It's hard to walk around with Iceberg without getting interrupted. Fans always want to say hello, and he's happy to oblige. This is probably what hanging out with Taylor Swift is like. Before parting ways with Iceberg, he wanted to give me a sneak peek of an upcoming game giveaway. Oh, a tiny little iceberg! This is so cute! Well, how special is that going to be when you're looking out at the crowds and there are 10,000 of these little faces looking back at you? That's going to be a pretty special night, isn't it? Thinking back on my time with Iceberg, something struck me. While this may not be a bird of many words, this penguin really knows its way around a high five. In fact, we had so many high fives left on the cutting room floor, we had no choice but to create this short musical montage.
I'm just high-fiving a penguin. I'm just high-fiving a penguin. I'm just high-fiving a penguin. And a penguin is high-fiving me back.
Welcome back to Mascot Madness. I love it when organizations you don't expect have their own mascots. Have you ever met the Pennsylvania Resource Council's litter bug? I haven't yet, but I'd like to. Now this next mascot I hung out with was one I'd never even heard of, though I had spent a lot of time at his place in Oakland. I'm at the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh's main branch here in Oakland, and they've asked me to come to help them set up for their summer reading program. So I'm supposed to meet someone named Andrew Carnegie, which I know sounds sort of crazy, but oh, this doesn't say Andrew Carnegie. This is Andrew Carnegie. Oh, there he is. This is Andrew Carnegie, and he's, well, you've probably already guessed it. He's a giant anthropomorphic library card, and he's the mascot for the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. You might find him hanging out at any of their 20 branches, like this one in Oakland, which was built way back in 1895, along with the adjoining museums and music hall. Andrew Carnegie knows this building well, and he also knows all its secrets. Like this old globe in one of the reading rooms, where the city of Pittsburgh's been rubbed off from having tens of thousands of fingers pointing it out. Or the special spot in the stacks, where you can peer through a window to see the massive dinosaur skeletons in the Carnegie Museum of Natural History next door. Gosh, that's cool. Andrew Carnegie can't quite recall how long he's been serving as the library's mascot, but he vaguely remembers hanging out with another Andrew in the early days. Andrew was especially excited to take me to the basement, which is usually off limits to the public. That's where preparations are underway for this year's summer reading program, dubbed Readapalooza Book Bowl. It's Olympics themed to coincide with the summer games, and they're hoping to encourage kids and teens across the city to dive into a new title or sprint through a couple chapters. Last year, participating readers read over 47,000 books. This year, they're hoping to beat that number, and to help make that possible, Andrew asked if I could help him catch up with some book sorting. Wow, well, I've never seen a machine quite like this before. Okay, you take a book out. Okay. Oh, I see the barcode's up here, so I have to put it on this. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Wow, how do I get one of these in my house? This is so satisfying. This is one busy machine. Over 500,000 items passed through this machine last year. And it's not just books. They've also got DVDs, CDs, and other media. Oh, I love this one. This is a Rick Seaback documentary. Do you ever take bets? You could be like, okay, like $7, this one's gonna go into the last one on the left. That's a secret, we don't talk about that. Now it's time to get these books on the shelves. There are 11 floors of stacks that are home to over 1.5 million books, journals, maps, and zines. Turns out that Pittsburghers are voracious readers. Each day, the folks at the library shelve or pull over 2,000 books, which means that every clerk clocks around 5 miles a day as they wind their way through these stacks. Oh, down here. Gosh, thank you. Okay. Andrew explained that this library was one of the first in the nation to have a dedicated children's department, and they're still looking out for kids. That's why they started the summer reading program. Research has shown that reading for just 10 to 15 minutes a day can help kids keep their reading skills sharp over the break. Just 10 minutes of reading this book, and I've already learned that Mean Joe Green was actually pretty nice. Well, I want to pick up a couple books too, because I want to participate in the summer reading program. It sounds pretty fun. You read any of these ones? Anything you can recommend? Oh. You recommend this one? Gosh, this is good. You a big Spice Girls fan? Something I would have known about Andrew Carnegie. These are cozy mysteries. Oh, wow. Well, I do like puns. Maybe I should be reading Spoon to be Dead. There's so many bad puns here with the mystery books. Ladle to the Grave. After selecting my books, it was time to close this chapter and wrap up my visit to the library. Hey, I'd like to check these two out.
Yeah, sure. Do you have your library card on you?
Oh, gosh, actually, I think, yeah. Oh, actually, could you scan Andrew for this?
Yeah, that'll do.
You know the saying, mascots and amusement parks go together like an aged cheese and a fine wine? What's a tangy Roquefort without a late harvest Sauvignon Blanc? Or what's Disneyland without Mickey? You get it. Similarly, it's hard to think of Kennywood without thinking of a certain marsupial. I'm here at Kennywood, but I'm not here to ride the rides today. The park is actually still closed for the season. I'm actually here to meet up with an old friend. Oh, hey, there he is, Kenny, good to see you. Wow, it's been too long. Well, should we go in? All right, let's check it out. Gosh, it is good to see you. You look great. Did you shave? Kenny asked if I could come to the park to help him with a few projects. You see, while Kennywood may be closed, there's still a lot happening in the park. Kenny's got a list of rides and attractions that need to be built, fixed, and reimagined before opening day. This is one busy marsupial. The carpenter shop. This is definitely a part of Kennywood I've never seen before. Oh wow, this is where all the cars are during the winter. You take them off the roller coasters. Oh, I want to go check out that one over there. Every winter, the carpentry team rebuilds one of the Jackrabbit's cars from the ground up. This isn't something you can order from a catalog. These cars are custom built by hand. The Jackrabbit is over 100 years old, and it takes a lot of work to keep it running smoothly. The team at Kennywood goes through over 2,500 feet of wood to retrack all their wooden coasters annually. During the off-season, the maintenance team takes a lot of the rides apart. Oh wow, so this is the bottom of the Exterminator ride? Okay, so I see. So you gotta fix those things, okay. In this warehouse, they've taken the ride vehicles off their bases to replace parts, tighten bolts, and give everything a once-over. Do you like riding the Exterminator? Is it a little too scary for you? It's a little too scary for me, to be honest. There's also a lot of painting to do, and Kenny recruited me to help touch up some of the Grand Carousel's horses. The carousel was installed in 1927 and includes 64 hand-carved animals. Every year, they strip, repair, and repaint a few of the carousel's critters. It takes about 10 years to get through them all. Have you ever rang that bell before? Most wild kangaroos in Australia live about 10 or 12 years, but amazingly, Kenny is turning 51 this year, and he definitely still has a bounce in his step. We reminisced about some of his favorite memories and friends from over the years. Oh yeah, there's your buddy Rick Seaback. Though Kenny's origins are a little murky, maybe something to do with an Australian boat getting lost at sea and washing up in West Mifflin? It seems like this kangaroo mascot was inspired by the success of the kangaroo ride, which originally opened in the park in 1962. In 2022, the ride was rebuilt and given a new retro look. Kenny wanted to show me one more thing before I left the park. Oh my goodness, this is it. You totally redid the bumper cars. They're 50 years old this year, and now they're Potato Patch themed. What, can you whisper the new name to me? Potato Smash? This area is still under construction as they continue to add more Potato Patch theming. Each bumper car is being rebuilt to look like the iconic basket of fries. Gosh, well, I thought Kennywood was busy when you're open, but you're almost even busier when Kennywood's closed. It's wild. There's so much happening here all year long. It doesn't matter the season. Kennywood's always full of surprises. You never know what this kangaroo's got in his pouch. Well, it's great to see you, Kenny. You know, next time you owe me Potato Patch fries. I treated you last time. You remember that, right? All right. What a ride. While the area is home to hundreds of mascots, there's always room for a few more, so I was thrilled when the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium recently introduced a brand new one, Ruby the Red Panda. As soon as I got that press release, Scott and I hopped in the KDKA vehicle and raced to Highland Park. I'm here at the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium to meet up with Ruby the Red Panda. Now, I did a little research beforehand and I learned that red pandas spend most of their lives up in the trees, so I'm assuming she'll be up here somewhere. Ruby? Oh, God, Ruby, you crazy rascal. Good to see ya! Though red pandas are usually solitary animals, Ruby was excited to spend the day with me and teach me all about her species. First up, a geography lesson. While Ruby certainly feels home here in Pittsburgh, red pandas are native to the mountain forests of Nepal, India, Bhutan, China, and Myanmar. Next, Ruby took me to one of the zoo's backstage food prep areas to teach me all about red panda cuisine. Oh wow, 95% of your diet is just bamboo leaves? That's crazy. Here, do you want to nibble on a little bit of this? Oh, you love that. The zoo grows all the bamboo for its red pandas on site. It's a little bland for me, I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with sandwiches. They supplement the bamboo with a few other foods too. These log-shaped nutritional biscuits and something that looked a bit more familiar. Now these look tasty. We can both agree that these are a treat we'd both enjoy. Ruby led me to the Forest Passage habitat, where the zoo's other red pandas live. Oh hey, hi! Ruby encouraged me to head inside their enclosure and share some snacks with them. gosh, I love the feel of little red panda tongue. It's so cute. That's all I've got. Gosh, you're trying to give me a high five. Hi. This is Marcy, the zoo's 3-year-old red panda. And this is her roommate, 13-year-old Shia. The zoo takes great care of these two, and recently, they started taking steps to take care of their wild relatives that live 7,000 miles away. In the last 20 years, the wild red panda population has been cut in half due to habitat destruction and changes in climate. Scientists estimate that there are only 2,500 red pandas left in the wild. The Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium is working with over a dozen other zoos around the country on the Safe Red Panda program that's aiming to conserve the animals in the wild through reforestation and educational projects. The coloring is so beautiful. I thought sort of red panda was sort of pushing it, but seeing them up close and personal, they really are so red. Now you just want to give me a high five again. Ruby explained that red pandas love napping, so if you want to see them at their most active, you should visit the zoo in the morning or late afternoon. Ruby likes napping too, but she's game to meet her fans at all times of day. Ruby was also excited to show me some of the zoo's other conservation projects. But first, we had to say hi to a couple friends. Can't imagine red pandas and giraffes are meeting very often in the wild. The aquarium is also home of the Sea Turtle Second Chance program. Every fall, countless turtles become beached or stranded in cold water due to disease, injury, or environmental threats. The zoo nurses some of these turtles back to health and releases them in the spring. Ruby introduced me to Harbor, a Second Chance program ambassador who was rescued after being hit by a boat propeller. Harbor's spine was severed and her pelvis was shattered, and though she's not able to live in the wild anymore, she's now a resident at the aquarium. Are you sort of doing your turtle swim here? Yeah. Ruby says that while the zoo's looking out for all the animals here in Pittsburgh, they're also looking out for wild animals all over the world. And well, despite what these seals might be thinking, there's nothing fishy about that. We've got one more furry friend left in this edition of Mascot Madness, and he's so well known he doesn't even need an introduction. He's green, he's feathery, and he's probably the Steel City's most well-known mascot. I'm here at PNC Park to meet up with a legend, the pirate Parrot. He's the oldest of our Major League mascots, and today I'm gonna find out what makes him tick, or squawk. It's wild that this is your office, pretty much. The pirate Parrot has been cheering on our home team for 45 years. Am I allowed to go up here? Is that okay? Oh, thank you. You'd think he'd be resting on his laurels by now, but before every game, this bird still heads into the stands to practice his aim. Wow, bravo. I gotta drop the t-shirts and just give you a round of applause. That is impressive. Yeah, take a bow. Oh, can I give it a try? Oh, wow, okay. This is heavy. This is insane. I had no idea this was so heavy. Okay, what happens? Okay, throw the t-shirt up top. Then do I have to push this button? How long do I push it? What number does it have to go to? 100? With limited directions from the Parrot, I loaded the t-shirt cannon with the right amount of air pressure. Wow, really powerful. Real kickback on this thing. Turns out I might have loaded it with a little too much air pressure. Huh, okay, should I run up there and get that t-shirt now? Yeah, okay, I guess I gotta go up there. After a quick jog up to the 3rd level, I took a seat next to my feathered friend to hear about those early days. So you've been doing this since 1979, so I didn't realize you were really a child of the 80s. The pirate Parrot reminisced with me about that April Fool's Day in 1979 when he hatched out of an egg at Three Rivers Stadium. The Parrot was an immediate hit with fans, and that same year, the Buccos won the World Series. Coincidence? I don't think so. This bird knows what he's doing. So what are some of your signature moves that you like to do down here? Oh, that's a hard one. That's like a real hip workout. This is the most flexible and coordinated parrot that I've ever seen. Though, to be fair, I haven't seen that many parrots this close up. The Parrot led me downstairs underneath the stadium to show me a part of PNC Park that I'd never seen before. Yeah, well, you need to get ready too. It's not just the players. That makes perfect sense. Oh, right in here. Okay. Yes, the Pirate Parrot has his own personal locker room. Oh, wow. I had no idea you have so many outfits to choose from. Oh, the Pittsburgh Crawford. This is old school. This is your formal attire. Wow, this is serious. You've got some tails. It feels like you could conduct the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra on this thing. This bird's just one quick change away from being ready for any of the Pirates' many theme nights. I'm all ready for 80s week here. Oh, wow, and you're a nurse? You're a registered nurse? I had no idea. Well, I don't know, if I was waking up from surgery and I saw you there, I think I might be a little nervous, but I'd probably also be comforted, I think. The Parrot took me on a stroll around the park as we talked about some of his other interests. He loves sunflower seeds, he's taking flying lessons, and he's in a book club with the 4 other bird mascots in Major League Baseball. They just finished reading Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Sadly, it was time to say goodbye to the Pirate Parrot, but not before we took in one last view of this beautiful ballpark. Parrot! You goofball. You can track down the Pirate Parrot for yourself at one of the Pirates' home games, if you can catch up to him. Sometimes he really flies through the stands. And sadly, that's the end of this edition of Mascot Madness. But don't worry, there will be more. This city has many, many mascots, and I pledge to meet them all. Heck, I haven't even had a sit-down interview with Steely McBeam, or the Eden Park Smiley Cookie, or the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra's mascot. Do you know about him? He's a cat named Fiddlesticks. Or the pierogies that run after the 5th inning at Pirates games. You know, there's 6 of them. Sauerkraut Saul, cheese Chester, jalapeno Hannah, Oliver Onion, bacon Bert, and oh, of course, Potato Pete. And then the Riverhounds mascot, Ammo. Still haven't met that dog. Or there's the Duolingo Owl, Idlewild. They have Ricky Raccoon and Duke the Dragon. And then there's Parker, that's the Arrow mascot at Kennywood. There's Buster the Raccoon, the city's recycling mascot. We have our new women's soccer team, the Riveters. Do they have a mascot yet? Oh, I gotta go make a phone call. Gosh, I wonder.